Good morning and welcome to the preview of the Happy Valley meeting. There's a small jackpot, just over $1 million, so it's incidental really for what happens up here. Couple of interesting races. We'll definitely be playing the TT at this stage. Haven't decided whether there's any value looking at anything else. There's no other jackpots on the night, so we'll just wait and see if there's anything that's any value in any other races. Might throw something up at a bit of a price. It's very cold up here. It's very wet. The track's unaffected at this stage, but if the rain continues, the edge will be off it, but it'll still probably go up as a good track. Race 1. We've seen all these all season. Mega, if he can finally get it to jump out of the gate, Demuro, he's riding really well, 53.5 kilos from the inside draw. If it jumps half pie with them, it's the one to beat. Highland Dragon, one well start. Barrier 12 is not going to do it any favours. He's probably going to have to go back and ride it cold and try and topple them late. Young Supreme's an interesting one. Runs its best races here at this track. It's drawn barrier 1. This could lead, if he gets it out of the gates and hits the rail and gets the soft lead, might give him something to catch. It's an interesting horse, this one. Bobs up at good prices from time to time. The 1,000's probably not ideal for it because there might be a bit too much early pressure. But if it's double figures or so, it's a chance at a price. Spicy Stream. Oriental Fantasia's last run was better than normal, and Douglas White's gone onto it, so that's an interesting move. 12 on top from 1, 3, 11, 6 and 4. We go to race 2. Happy Homing. Yeah, from the inside draw to lose. Runs reasonable races here. This is not a lot of depth in this race. I think Happy Homing, Happy Champion, I think those two are more likely to fight it out. The interesting one is number 11, Peaceful Mission. Douglas White stuck with this. He's been riding it in all the track work leading up to its last 2 runs, and he stuck with it. Its last run was better than it looks on paper, and it's getting close. I think, excuse me, I don't think it'll be any fancy price, but it's got a winning chance. Jade Pippo, Demon, Speedy Gonzalez, Mr. Award. They're all some place chance. 12 on top from 1, 11, 10, 4, 3 and 9. We go to race 3. Bit of depth in this race. There's a few that if they put their best foot forward could win this. Friends of Yanoi, been racing really consistently. One well last start. This is no harder. It's got to go in with a winning chance. Yo-Yo Da, had 2 starts. Saborix sticks. The barrier draws no favour. If you can get it across and into a reasonable position, it's got a winning chance. Pearl Win, one well last start. Barrier 11, absolutely no favours. But still can win. He's going to have to ride it cold and wait, but Maria's riding terrific at the moment. He seems to be pulling the right stroke every time he needs to make a decision, so you can't rule it out even from the bad draw. Lucky Day. King Derby's an interesting one for me. This missed the start 4 or 5 lengths, then was very wide coming into the straights, got beaten about 3 or 4 lengths. If it jumps last start, coming off the back of a really good trial, might have made it interesting in the finish. It's got to go in at a bit of a price. 12 on top from 6, 3, 2, 1, 10 and 9. Excuse me. We go to the opening leg of the TT. Starting over was a terrific run last start. Savorix goes on from a good draw. Casper Founds is training really well at the moment. This is his track. He's up fairly high for him at this stage of the season in the trainer premiership, given that most of his winners are at the Valley and he doesn't train an awful lot of winners at Sha Tin, so he's in a pretty good position at this stage. I think he's got a good chance to win this one tonight with starting over. Spirit Soaring, Barrier 1, Purton. That's a couple of pluses there. Should get up onto the speed. There's been a bit of money for this its last couple of runs. It's been a little bit average, but I think it can improve. Able Magic's another one that he's given it 5 weeks off. Hasn't had any luck with the barrier draws until now. Must go in from the good draw. Could get it up onto a reasonable spot. Cool Bean, King Tai Sing, Beauty King, Winning Mascot, Mighty Equus. I think the first leg we've probably got it down to 8 chances, but the banker looks like number 1 starting over from 3, 5, 2, 7, 10, 4 and 8. The middle leg, this one's a little bit tougher. Don't think there's a banker in this. The best chances, unfortunately, have drawn the wide gates, so we may need to probably go 7 all ways here, just looking at it on face value. Super Team, if we were forced to take a banker, would probably be it, but with no massive confidence. It races well here. It's got a good draw in Marira, so it's got all the boxes it ticks. It's just a matter of whether he can get a clear run with this horse. That's the biggest problem with this. It does find some trouble from time to time, and never know. I don't want to be banking horses that keep finding trouble run after run after run. But I've got it on top, number 9 Super Team from 7 Expectator. Now this has just been knocking on the door for its last 3 runs. Barrier 11. Absolutely no favours. Douglas White goes on. He's riding a bit better this season. Don't mind him. And he's not riding a lot of short price ones, so he's got a bit more competition this year than he's had in previous years. So he's got a few points to prove, and he seems to be riding reasonably well. Dragon Pins from the good draw. Oyster got a run, got into the field. It's got a terrific chance from the inside draw if he can jump level with them. Panther Run, Plain Red Banner, and Young Talent. That's really the 7 that I've left in. 9 on top from 7, 1, 6, 11, 2 and 5. We go to the last leg. Braveness looks too good for these. It's destined for a better level than this class. The wide draw, there's enough speed here. They're going to go fairly hard early. I think he's going to get this across into the moving line pretty quickly. Probably settle 5th or 6th in the 1 out line. If he does that, this should win. Fantastico, that looks the front runner. Although there are a couple that are drawn out wide, Brilliant Proposal and Touch Go, that could be a nuisance to it. If that's the case, you'd probably want to see him surrender the lead and just take a sit on those. St. Yazin with the good speed should be running home, and so should Master Sommelier. Now they've been playing a bit of ducks and drakes with this. Started it in 1200s and 1400s. This is an out and out squib sprinter, but it needs a massive amount of speed on for it to come into the race because it pulls too hard. It could get it in this, and it would not shock to see this thing flood over the top of them. Eastern Promise, Brilliant Proposal, we've got some chance. 1 clearly on top from 9, 6, 8, 7, 12 and 3. We go to race 7. Both sure. Terrific win first up. Next 2 runs were pretty sound. He's given it 10 weeks off. Its track work's been solid enough. Looks the one to beat with Purton from the inside draw. It's going to be right on the speed. Number 2, Rainbow Fighter, again from the good draw, must be considered a winning chance. Hv, again, another one from barrier 4. The horses drawn 2, 3 and 4 look to have the wood on most of these by virtue of the barrier draws. Step Fast has been racing really consistent, but barrier 12 does its chances little help. Of the rest, Skyfar I think could improve. Teton going on, and Tango Fire's got some chance, but I think the winner comes from 3, 2, 4 and 8. And the last race, Classic Jewelry, looks very, very hard to beat in this. Got a good marble, shouldn't have to cover any ground. Approval come across from the outside draw and try and set the tempo. There's not a lot of early speed in this, so it should get at the front fairly easily. Majestic Anthem will probably have to come across and sit outside the lead. I think if they go back, they're going to struggle. Classic Jewelry should position up in a good spot. Best of the rest, probably Fun Tapestry, Trump, and Medalist could improve at a bit of a price. But 2 clearly on top from 1, 10, 9, 11 and 6. At this stage, as I say, the TT's a definite play. We'll have a close look at the DTs and maybe the quartets and even possibly the 6-up, because I think towards the end of the card it's quite thin. I think Classic Jewellery is going to be very, very hard to beat in the last. You could just about go one out it and take your chances. So we may give that some consideration if we can find some value in some of the other leagues where we think a couple of the favourites might be a bit on the weak side. It's Mornington Cup Day. Not a bad meeting. The big couple of races, the sprint and the cup, got a little bit of depth in them. So yeah, having a bet there, good luck. I think probably Richie's Vibe, although 60 kilos is going to test it. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Good luck if you play tonight, and all the best.